Tottenham On Tour. Tottenham On Tour.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. As you can see, it's Brian, Tottenham On Tour, by myself today, just to have a chat with you regarding a debrief of yesterday, what is planned going forward, and a few other things. So, as you know, yesterday we arranged, after the Arsenal debacle and shambolic performance, to start the training ground protest, which the original plan was not to do it in January, was wait until the end of the transfer window, see what we've got, analyse, and go for it in February, whether it be players came in or not, all the variables that came in. But after the Arsenal game, the consensus was, with the group I stand proudly with, and when I speak, is their voice, because I have this platform. And they all deserve a very special mention, an incredibly special mention, because there is so much that goes on behind the scenes. But fortunately or unfortunately, I have this platform. So whichever way you look at it. So getting back to it, us and another group decided that this we can't let this continue. We can't let this continue. So we said, let's go to the training ground yesterday, which was Saturday, January the 21st. Put loads of information out there, sent out loads of emails, and obviously loads of people said they were coming. So now let's go on to the Saturday and talk the facts, because there's a lot of stuff going about. Obviously there's people there, but we've got a lot of people that weren't there that try and quote retweet and say stuff that factually did or didn't happen. So it was arranged for 10 o'clock on a cold, bitterly cold January morning at Tottenham Hotspur Way, the Tottenham Hotspur training ground. I arrived at a few minutes after 10, and already there was more people there than we had the entire of last January. And last January was just on a whim with myself, Ryan Isaacs, and Graham, who is known as GRL58 in the chat, so everyone knows who he is. It was the three of us. And obviously that gained a lot of momentum, but nowhere near what we did. But getting back to yesterday, pulled up. There was about 50, between 50 to 60, maybe a little bit more than 60 at one point. So one of the things for me was, as a gauge of where we are with the Levy Out movement and protest, is, are we growing? Are we having an effect? Well, from the footfall, the answer is yes, very much so. Again, a lot of people said they were coming and didn't. A lot of people said they were coming, but issues came away, which took them away, which is totally understandable. Totally understandable. And what we've got to remember is there were more people there on a week's notice on a cold Saturday morning at 10 a.m. rather than during the week or on deadline day. At any part of the day we were there, when me, Ryan and Graham were there for like 8 to 10 hours daily. So that was a huge plus. Was there media presence? Yes, there was. There's a video going around of me that was interviewed by Sky and BBC. I don't know if it's actually officially been released by them yet, but the video is out there. They were there from first thing in the morning. The Sun newspaper picked it up. May have not been the greatest article, but it was there. So the media, and also there was a Greek news organisation. I don't know the name of the channel, but Stelios Word said it got him down, I believe. And the greatest thing about it was they went down the angle of A, the protest, but B, the controversy of the Cypriot flag. So the Greek Cypriot community is a huge part of North London and a huge part of the Spurs fan base. So it would have got their attention as well. Did it get social media activity? And was it discussed? You bloody well bet that it did. It was absolutely ginormous, all over the place. And one of the things I will want to say is, first of all, a big, big thank you to the people that made it to the protest. Thank you so much. There were guys that I hadn't seen before. There were guys that had come from places like Peterborough and other parts, Canvey Island, and all parts of the country, rather than just being in North London. So they gave up their time and effort, which was incredible to see. And we also had the lot that I am with that were there. And thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. It really does mean a lot. So that was great. For the people that couldn't get there, or was going to get there but couldn't because of a family emergency or an illness or work or whatever it may have been, thank you so much. Honestly, to God, I'm going to go a bit in on this as well, because the retweets, the likes, the quote retweets blew my mind. Blew my mind. And there's been a big difference, which is a huge factor for me, a huge factor, which was last year when I was doing this with the people I mentioned previously and other people that came. Nick Collison from Chelsea Spurs started on the first day with me as well. Forgot to mention him. What happened was when we were tweeting it that we were there, we came in for a lot of stick, a lot of abuse, a lot of people patronising us, belittling us, insulting us. People will know I make sure that I do not do that with people. I'm a big advocate for mental health, so I make sure that that is not mentioned. However, getting back, I digress. When we did this last year, that's what we got. This year, however, not just from the protest, but anything anyone is saying now about Levy out, yes, you do get some people doing quote retweets. And yes, you do get people still patronising, insulting, belittling, condescending, all those words. But they're getting hardly any attention whatsoever. And some of them that get the attention actually get it from Levy out people saying, at least they're trying to force change. Why are you accepting this? Why are you doing this? Why say anything at all if you're going to just belittle? It's pointless. So the swing on social media has been huge. Obviously, we stayed there till the early afternoon. So we were there a good 4 hours, 5 hours, I think, maybe. Probably 5. Yeah, the numbers started dwindling, but the main thing was, and always has been, but people that don't attend these or are against these don't seem to understand. The intention is to go there and cause a scene. Did we? Yes. It's to cause social media awareness and get it out there. Did it? Yes. Positive and negative in that, if I'm honest. Did it get media networks down? Again, the answer is yes. Did it get papers talking about it? The answer again is yes. And one of the questions I was asked for people that haven't seen the interview, or before, if it's getting released today, before it being released, was so why are you basically here again? Why is the protest up again at this time? And I said to him, rather than going 22 years and the managers and the players and lack of buying and sponsorship, this is verbatim my answer. I said, right, so after the humiliating, pathetic, shambolic NLD performance and result, this week you would have liked to have seen some action from the club, getting the players in, meeting Porro's release fee, if he is a target, bringing in players that Conte wants, not bidding, not registering interest, not monitoring the situation, not creeping, not verbally agreeing to talk, none of these buzzwords, acting, not doing. But what we've had this week is on Monday, they announced another concert, and they actually got the artist to do it with his management rather than releasing it on Tottenham's Twitter, because the abuse Tottenham officials' Twitter is getting as well against the social media people. Honestly, fantastic. Keep it going. They announced that. Then on Tuesday, they announced that we're having this green initiative at Tottenham. We're very proud to have the green initiative. Bit hypocritical, seeing that 6 weeks earlier, you signed a mega sponsorship deal for Irios, I don't know how to pronounce the first name, Grenadier, to be the official 4x4 of the club. The official 4x4. Let that sink in. We're advertising a green initiative, but then weeks earlier, bringing on a polluting, oil guzzling machine that's going to bring more money into the club. And guess where that's not going to go? Back into the first team. So it's Tuesday. Thursday, we found out that Arsenal were in for Trossard. Not only were they in for Trossard, we found out that we put in a derogatory £12 million bid. And his agent has come out and said, Tottenham said, we want, we'll try. Arsenal came in. Listen, Ben and I and his wife, beautiful wife Ashley, were going up to Manchester City. I got in the car with him when he picked me up from my house. And it was an advanced talk. And I said to him, and I said on Twitter, I guarantee that this will be done by Manchester. Well, I was wrong. It was done by Birmingham. So there was that. Then the humiliating or bad performance and result against Manchester City. Then Friday, the Paratici saga. And I said, that's just 1 week of Tottenham Hotspur. That's just 1 week. Forget the 22 years that everyone goes on about trophies, blah, blah, blah. What I've just described to you is 1 week. Not even a full week, a business week, Monday to Friday. And then you look at it right now. We have the rumours with our manager. And I think it's pretty safe to say he's gone. Whether it be shortly or at the end of the season. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye. Our director of football. God knows what's going to happen with him. Harry Kane looks like he's off. Who in their right mind is going to come to this club in January? Won't be Conte players, so they'll probably get the just bench treatment. They know Harry Kane's leaving. And the players, these players have thrown the manager under the managers time after time after time. If there is any truth to this Conte going, how do you think they're going to react now? The whole thing is a complete, total and utter mess. So now as I go on to moving forward, I'm going to use this opportunity again to say a huge thank you to everyone. First of all, a huge thank you to everyone I stand by and have stood by for 2.5 years for all their hard work behind the scenes, arranging everything, getting emails out, making things aware, and the banners that we have and everything. Huge thank you to you. I count you all as family, and you mean a hell of a lot to me, not just with Levy out in life. And I salute you. And like I said, these people deserve a hell of a lot of credit, just like the credit I get because of my platform and my reach. Well, they deserve it just as much. So a huge thank you to them. And a huge thank you to everyone on social media that are retweeting, tweeting, hashtagging. Just keep it up. Keep it up because the tide is turning, the pressure is rising, and we are on the uprise. We are getting somewhere, and we need to keep this going. Moving forward, we've got Fulham tomorrow. If you're going, please, for the love of God, be chanting Levy out, Enoch out, get out of our club, all the Levy. None of this jelly and ice cream, none of that. That's not what this is about. We've got to keep on message. This is a huge, huge importance. Keep on message to be heard. Future protests. So I can confirm to you there will be one at the deadline day. Because enough is enough. If you can get there, obviously it's a midweek. I think it's a Tuesday, a Monday. I think it may be a Tuesday. It may be hard for you to get there. I don't know how long we're going to be there. Those times are to be confirmed. But there will be something happening deadline day. Manchester City, the next home game. Now, this is a big one, so people, please bear with me. there are a lot of plans, and I do mean a lot of plans going on. So I'm going to tell you each of them so far, and then obviously nearer the time we'll know which ones are going ahead. So first of all, before the game, opposite the club shop, we will be there. We will be there. Opposite the club shop, as we always have been. We haven't started this season, but we're back. Now, there are so many people that said they could come to the training ground. Oh, why the training ground? Why don't you do it on a home game? Well, we're doing it on a home game. So if you can be with us for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, the entire length that we're there, come and show your support. Come and put it on the pavement. Come and put it with us, because you'll be at the ground. And if you feel that way, we need to get these numbers up, because when we have more numbers outside there, we know we can do more inside the stadium. Even if you're having a pint in the pub, go to one of the local stores, buy yourself a can of beer, give money to local businesses like the pubs, but come and stand with us. Come and make yourself heard. Come and help lead this support, because the bigger we get, the more we can do. So that will be going ahead. In the game for Manchester City now, this is where there is loads of things that it's hard to, at the moment, none of these are set in stone, but there are talks of, or beforehand, the 22nd minute walk in. Now, the 22nd minute walk in, let me just, I'm going to explain what is planned on all of these. The 22nd minute walk in, if it goes ahead, we're going to plan to have people that want to be leaving out meet somewhere within the stadium, so we can watch the games on the multiple hundreds of screens that are around that ground without going into the actual bowl itself, the stadium, the entertainment complex, whatever you want to call it, and all meet and watch 22 minutes or the first 21 minutes together at one location within the stadium, singing Levy Out songs throughout, because as you know, the atmosphere in that stadium right now, apart from the Arsenal game, which still is quite flat, is dead, so it will be heard. And then in the 22nd minute walk in. Now, if we do this one, obviously, if there's loads of us, fantastic. If it's not, then at least it doesn't look like nothing really happened, because people just walking in could have been in from the toilet or anything, or from one of the food places. So if you get a chance, when we know that if that goes ahead, we will put this here. Another one is the Levy walkout on the 22nd minute. Now, this is a new one that's surfacing. We're doing research into this now, and it's an idea. People are saying, as it's on Sky or BT, one of the TV networks, it will send a huge statement. A huge statement if a lot of people left in the 22nd minute. Now, I know it's a lot to ask. It's a huge ask, especially for people that travel the length and breadth of the country to walk out in the 22nd minute. But walking out is walking out of the bowl, not the stadium. You can walk out the stadium, that's your choice, if you decide that one. But like I said, this one isn't official yet, so we'll have to see. Especially with the 22nd minute, it may be hard for people to leave after 22 minutes, after just getting there. So that's still open as opposed to the walk-in. There's also plans of the sit-in. There are also plans for the sit-in, like Everton attempted, or Everton did. But we need to get numbers. We need to get numbers, because obviously that stadium is massive. And we need more than the 60, 70 people or 50 to 70 people that were there yesterday. We need numbers. Levy Out we will be starting that, and that will be throughout. That will be throughout. Again, you can lend your support and voices there. It needs to be done every 22nd minute, or on the 22nd minute of every game for 22 years. Don't need to tell you guys why. But there's another option. So there are lots and lots and lots of options. All of these options, though, do mean moving forward. We aren't going away this time. Doesn't matter who comes in, who signs, because people are waking up to look at Kulusevski and Bentancur coming in. That literally shut down the protests. But here we are a year later, having to start again because 2 players have come in. But we've gone backwards. Manager, director of football, elite striker on the verge of exiting. So that's what we've got moving forward. Listen, guys, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. Please put them in the comments. Please share this video. We need to get this as far as it can reach. And once again, like I said, big up to everyone that came yesterday. Mad respect for you. Big up to everyone who is retweeting and doing everything they can on social media and the spaces. Big up to people like Rachel from my group. Rachel, who has been non-stop on Twitter. I think she spent more time on Twitter than she has in her sleep. Big up to Billy Carnes, who does all the Twitter spaces, and people know Billy, and I stand with Billy proudly, like I said, with Rachel. There's so many. Boogie, I could go into so many names of people that are doing their bit. There's Ryan Kern. There are so many people that can do their bits. I'm not going to list the names of the 100 people that are in this group with me, but I salute each and every single one of you. Mad respect to you. Everyone internationally, carry on retweeting this. And just a final piece, which I'm letting you know. Brian Ireland, one of the co-founders of Tottenham On Tour and obviously contributor, has come up with an idea that I'm going to float around to as many YouTube channels as I can. You know, you'll start seeing right now on Tottenham On Tour that the cockerels will be upside down on thumbnails. The reason for that is, you know, when you have a flag at a half-mast, well, that's going to kind of be our symbol moving forward, and I'm going to try and get other YouTube channels to do that and put the emblem, the Tottenham Hotspur logo upside down. So, guys, thank you for watching this debrief. Thank you for all your support, which has been absolutely fantastic. And I personally, people personally reaching out to me, I can't thank you enough for your support. Everyone deserves a lot of credit in this, including all of you guys at home that watch us, support us, retweet, and then attend. So all I will say is I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other ideas for the Man City games or anything you think moving forward, without saying boycott the stadium, because that's a lot harder than done, but I mean actual plans of action, let us know, because we're taking on all kinds of thoughts and ideas. All I can say, guys, is thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, Levy out.
Tottenham On Tour. Tottenham On Tour.